Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to another week's of Love Wisdom in my Facebook group live and also on YouTube. And please feel free to share this message. And this is a very important message that I want to share with everyone. And this is related to karma and the Ascension and how they relate with each other and correlate. I was getting this download of information to share this message with everybody. And especially, provide some form of Ascension report as well. We are now in May, of course, the beginning stages of it, but it already feels like it's flying and it's moving by so fast. And that's because time has really accelerated, and we are definitely jumping into a change at this time. It's an accelerated change, up level to the next stage, the next level of our evolution. And so as such, there is this ending cycle of what karma, karma is really, it means cause and effect. So things that may have been caused before has an effect. So in other words, a reaction. And so when we react, for instance, it creates this rippling effect of karma. And karma itself is neutral. So it's not even good or bad, really. It's not right or wrong. It's just more of a balancing of setting the two together into this balancing state. And that's really where we're moving with this. As there may have been certain things in the past, in human past lives, that we probably don't remember, that we may have gone to an extreme of something. We may have hurt others, or we may have been hurt ourselves. And so now everything is coming together in these timelines, and this now with this whole ascension, and everything is being rebalanced. So as things are being accelerated, things are coming up, such as emotions in other people being like eruptured, type of effect. Or it may be physical ailments, and sometimes those physical pains may have been caused by certain chains or been hurt in some battlefield, for example. And these are just some examples of cases that I've seen and heard from people who remember from their previous lifetime where that pain was coming from. And I do feel like, some of the things that I've been through myself, I've seen visually, going back into these different timelines where, I've been in certain pain, where I've, been in other type of battlefields as well. And, your body and your soul knows where it's been. So an aspect of you really just knows about this. And so this is where we're at with this, okay? Coming to this neutral state with the karma and bringing this balance. And as we are neutralizing and bringing more of this karma into this balance, is helping us also to ascend, because there's also an aspect of us letting go. Okay, so if we go, say for instance, in some emotional trauma in this lifetime, there's some grief, some loss, and there's some things that we may be feeling like regret about something that we did that we feel that we shouldn't have done, or gone to a different direction, made this choice or made a bad choice, however you may be feeling. Or jumping into a marriage or a relationship and it went nowhere and it felt like it was a waste of time, for example, right? Then if we're spending too much time over analyzing and being buried in all these thoughts of the other, or like if you're in a relationship now and it's not going well, and there's too much of this constant back and forth in your head, too much over analyzing, too much being attached to those emotions, and so in that case is not helping the karma. If anything, it's actually creating and generating more of that karma. So the trick is, or the key is actually, I should say the key is to learn to just surrender and just let it go. Okay, so letting go doesn't mean that, everything is perfect and all this. It means to just really take a deep breath and really look at the lesson that you're getting from this. Because really that's what karma is. It's also about lessons and learning. And so just really be aware of it and learn from the situation, learn from what's coming up, Like if you're remembering certain aspects in your past life, and there's a reason for you remembering that, because there's something there that you may need to know, that it may serve as part of a lesson for this lifetime as well, and situations that you're going through. So the key is to really learn from what it's trying to teach you, and then jump into gratitude and say, thank you for this lesson that I am receiving. And the minute that you step into this gratitude phase, you're also shifting your energy. Not only just your mindset shift, but also your energy is shifting with that. And you are raising your vibration higher. And as you raise your vibration higher, you're also stepping more into this ascension process. And it doesn't become as painful as, certain waves of energy that are coming in. And everybody's feeling it. I'm feeling it too. We just had this major portal of 555, May 5th. Because this year of 2021 is a 5 number. So 5 to me, every time I see the number 5, I think of a star, So we are all like becoming these stars, and we really are the stars, because if we're part of the universe and we have the whole universe, I could consider ourselves being like the stars of the universe. And so at times though, Sabrina says, thank you for being here live with us. And the stars also, I think of Star Wars, because at times when we're going through this whole ascension energy, waves of energy, it can seem chaotic, like something's going to blow up, or really intense energy. And so it feels like we are all with this Star Wars going on in 2021, because 5 being the star. So there's a bit of this energy war kind of thing going on as well. And I see it also with the way people have been driving as well. It's almost like they're very tensed up and they're just, it's almost like people are just going and walking everywhere. And it's this whole acceleration, this whole pace of just, wanting to get things done faster, because they feel like everything was delayed or backed up with the whole 2020. And so they, everybody just wants to now break out of their cage. In other words, being in this quarantine, and just break loose and just jump out there. But then, there's this other aspect of people that are like, okay, what are we doing now? How do we, act now? It's not like before. People want to go back to the way things were before, but we really cannot. I mean, this is it. Once, and it goes for any change, right? Once that you've made a change, you can't really go back once you made a decision to really, go for this different change in your life. And the best thing you could do is move forward and just trust and surrender the energy. First of all, this month of May, it brings up this feeling, this energetic feeling. And the first day of May, and I felt this, was this energy of hope and this energy of renewal, and just coming out of whatever lockdown, whatever quarantine in some areas. Maybe some areas will start to open up as well that have been locked down again. And so as we're coming out, there is this sense of hope, and there's this sense of being renewed. And so I want to, I recommend for all of us to really focus on that energy, rather than focusing on the energy of fear and worry and wondering where things are going to go, because focusing on the fear energy will only lower your vibration. So there are many lessons, that we're learning as individual levels, right? But there's also the collective level. So each person has their own karmic individual self, with their own human life experiences that they've had on earth. But, there's also this group collective karma that we're all in as well. And humanity is in this collective karma. And so there's also this aspect of humanity that's learning to be able to live with one another. So we're going to start seeing more of us trying to come together and more unity, and really helping each other by the numbers, rather than doing it by separate or individual. And so we're just going to reset, the things of the past from this individual separation to this collective and unity consciousness. But to get there, of course, there is all this stuff that is coming up where some people may be resisting and wanting to go back to the old way of things, the old ways of the structures, whereas other people are saying we no longer want to be part of, this whole separation, or this structure is no longer working for us. And so we are going to, it's almost like this rebellious energy still as well, because the whole theme of this year is also with Saturn and Uranus, the planets, squaring each other. And Saturn is all about structures. Uranus is all about freedom. And so we're also going to be coming up with a lot of creative ideas and innovations to be able to express ourselves more so than ever. And this month is also offering that opportunity for all of us in this process of ascension. And things are just going to continue to accelerate. The light codes are going to continue to come in much stronger. And, we're being forced in some way to really learn from the things that are coming up. So the best thing to do is just take it one step at a time, or do the best that you can with the energy. And always, of course, ask for help with the ones who resonate with you, being around good friends and family, and those who uplift you, not the ones who tend to, bring you down or bring your energy down. Because right now, the way the energies are feeling is that we're becoming more sensitive as well, being around certain energies. And so we don't want to be around certain energies that have been putting our vibration down, and we want to be around energies that will help us also ascend to even greater heights. And of course, we can't help others if we don't help ourselves first. Okay, so if you're like injured or you're hurting in some pain, it's kind of hard to like help other people if you haven't helped yourself. So the most important thing is, for you to start with your own self-care as well, which is an aspect of your self-love, and also building those healthy energy boundaries, and what I call the love boundaries. And so I wanted to share, this message of how karma is tied in with the ascension, because I was feeling that this is very important to get this out to the group. And just know that I'm still planning, of course, to do these love wisdom messages like every week that I do every Friday. And I also post on my YouTube channel. But from time to time, I will spontaneously get on the Facebook and just do a video message of something that may just come up in that moment, that I may have an intuitive download and just need to share the information with you. And that may not even make it to the YouTube channel. So if you're not in my Facebook group, please join. And please feel free to share this message with anybody else who will benefit from it, as well as, invite others to the Facebook group too. And if you're on Instagram, I am now very active on Instagram as well. And from time to time, I do provide certain videos on there as well with different messages too. So please come over and join me in that area as well. And I would welcome you very much. So, and if you ever want to dive in deeper into, supporting yourself and really getting that investment in self-care in yourself, just direct message me, and we can talk what I can support you with. But, going back to this whole thing with the karma and the ascension is so important, because I don't know how many of you in this group have, thought about karma and what it is that, it means to you. I would love to hear your comments on what karma means to you. But really, the more that, and don't think that because, one is ascended that you've are done with karma. And actually, karma is a universal law. So even the ones who are ascended and those who are, cosmic masters and ascended masters know that karma is always a balanced state. And that's really what it means to be a cosmic master, the ones who've mastered the laws of the universe, and that being of karma. So in other words, they've learned to be able to balance the two of the shadow and the light that I also talk about as well, because we still carry some of that shadow in us, but it's just matter of managing the two and being able to keep it in balance. So it doesn't mean that, it doesn't also mean the shadow is really evil either. It's actually serving its purpose because it's teaching us to learn from that lesson, from the things that come up. And so when, we get into these reactionary states, because this is the part of us being human, right? We're living in this world of duality and polarity. And so there are certain things that will get us triggered emotionally, right? Somebody may say something and then it may just completely throw you off or get you down this tangent of like emotional rampage or something like that. So what you want to do is, of course, take a deep breath, right? Bring yourself back and, just before you react. And I'm just sharing this, brief tip with you. Is usually what I do is take a deep breath and just, calm yourself and take, slow exhalation of your breath. And, that should, bring you into this state of calmness to be able to speak from a calm state rather than a reactionary state. And, part of what really helps in developing a lot of that too is doing a lot of mindful conscious meditation. And meditation really helps with us staying really focused and, keeps us in this state of focus that also can bring us in this state of receptivity of being able to just let go, because that's really what meditation is. It teaches us, if you practice it, constantly, it's teaching us how to let go. And how is that, teaching us how to let go is because when the moment that you visualize, because the way I do meditation is to transmit this visualization of what it is that you're transmitting. And then the second part of the meditation is allowing time for you to receive a message, an impression on what you just sent out to the universe. And the point where you allow that reception to come in is the point where it can be a little tricky, because sometimes we get into this monkey brain and we get so focused. But the key is to learn to just let that go, to leave your mind in this state of almost like this blankness and stillness, to allow this receptivity of the message that wants to come in that moment. And so that, requires a lot of practice and, a lot of daily practice and constantly being persistent about it to really want to do it. And even the most advanced meditator will tell you that from time to time, they will get into that, distraction or anything like that. But that's normal, it's part of human. But this is, my recommendation as a starting place, if that's something that you want to get, assistance in to help you to get more into this state of calmness, when, to help you maintain your balance of your own karma and really assist with the ascension. But these are just, some few tips, few tools, right, of the things that you can do. And, if anything, I can also support with the light language. Like I said, if you want to reach out to me, you want to talk about it, just direct message me and I would love to talk to you about it, because that is where the quantum energy level of acceleration of the change is. And this is, some very important times of changes going on right now. And this month is definitely more about changes, because there's a lot of planets that are the mutable planets, and mutable being that, about change. And it also means that if, you have an idea or you're planning things out right now, it's best to really take a few days to really think about it, because that may shift and change. And the way things have been changing constantly, that's the way this mutable energy is. And so there's also this level of discernment. And I feel like part of, a lot of things that have been like overwhelming too is this overload of information that we've been getting from everywhere. It's through the media or social media, or, you know, from anywhere else. And what's important right now is to remember is to keep that discernment, especially, you know, focusing and keeping that in the heart and tuning into your heart to what resonates and what feels good at that time for you. You know, what is, you know, for, you know, your path at this time, in other words, that would assist with all the changes going on energetically with the ascension as well as with karma. So I do hope that this message has helped, and I would love to hear your comments about it, and I look forward to connecting with you in the next Love Wisdom video. I am sending you all so much love, and I will see you around the social media platform, Instagram, Facebook group, or the YouTube. So take care and much love, and bye for now.